Is it good? All the celebrities are doing it. They're talking about in the morning shows. Do the benefits outweigh the side effects? What's your short and concise response to what's the truth about Ozempic?
This is great. All right. So, Seth Holdhouse, pull up an article by Business Insider magazine and type in the title Ozempic Gila Monster Venom and pull up the article while I talk. All right. So, Ozempic, Wegovy, Majorna, Zepbound, Byetta, Trulicity, these are all the same drugs. They're made from Gila monster lizard venom. And you are being prescribed this drug for life. And you are supposed to inject yourself once a week with these drugs. And this venom from this deadly toxic lizard, which, by the way, it's venom, the Smithsonian Institute has said is more toxic and deadly than a Western diamondback snake venom. That venom they call a hunger regulating venom. It's not a hunger regulating venom. It's a paralyzing venom. It actually paralyzes your vagal nerve and doesn't allow your food you just swallowed to go from your stomach into your intestines. So it just sits there and you won't be hungry for a long time. You're just going to be like, man, I feel full, but you're going to keep eating. And then you're eventually going to start throwing up everything you're piling on, everything sitting in your stomach. What's the biggest risk with Gila monster venom? Number one, it has a black box warning on Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, Trulicity, Byetta, you name it. All of them have a black box warning that this Gila monster venom and the venom protein, for those interested, is called Exendin-4, EXENDIN-4. That's what they isolate from the Gila monster venom and inject inside of you, or tell you to inject inside yourself. The black box warning is within 12 to 36 months, you will develop medullary thyroid cancers of all kinds. But oncologists around the world, after seeing my interviews about this drug being made from venom, have told me it's not thyroid cancers they're seeing in all their Ozempic patients. It's exploding breast cancer diagnoses in them. You're going to see every form of cancer from these drugs, period. All right, so Ozempic has black box warning. Thyroid cancers, breast cancer. Number two, FDA just added another warning that it causes gastroparesis. Do you know what that is, Seth Holdhouse?
I can try to guess, but what is it?
Paralyzed stomach for years,
That was my
meaning
guess.
you will vomit every day for the rest of your life. And there is a CNN article from last year says hundreds of thousands now have paralyzed stomachs that cannot be reversed for years after stopping Ozempic. And they're losing their jobs, can't take care of their family. They're puking all the time. Look it up. CNN Health, hundreds of thousands, paralyzed stomach, Ozempic, and they go into the whole thing. Oh, it's also published to cause pancreatitis. Anybody with diabetes, this drug is promoted for diabetes. It is published. It worsens and speeds up diabetic retinopathy. Do you know what that is? You will be blind faster if you use those drugs. So here's one from CNN. This is from last summer. They took blockbuster drugs for weight loss and diabetes. Now their stomachs are paralyzed. Read the very first paragraph in here from a woman named Joanne Knight. I've reviewed this article many times. Read it out loud for the audiences. And the second paragraph quote.
So Joanne Knight says, I wish I never touched it. I wish I'd never heard of it in my life, said Knight. The medicine made my life hell, so much hell. It has cost me money. It cost me stress. It cost me days and nights and trips with my family. It cost me a lot. It's not worth it. The price is too high. Even now, being off the medicine for almost a year, I'm still having a lot of the problems. She said she was at urgent care recently. After vomiting so much, she became dehydrated. Emily Wright, 38, teacher in Toronto, started taking Ozempic in 2018. Over a year, she lost 80 pounds, which she's been able to keep off. But Wright said she now vomits so frequently, she's had to take a leave of absence from her job. Man.
And this is the last thing I want to say. Oprah Winfrey goes in and out of the hospitals nonstop since her debut back on TV promoting Ozempic. Guess what she's on? Ozempic. All of her dehydration, vomiting, nausea has been blamed on food poisoning. No. Those are Ozempic symptoms, and we all know it. And she was paid a ton of money by Novo Nordisk, who makes that drug. Seth Holdhouse, did you know that Ozempic made by a Denmark company called Novo Nordisk? Do you know that no country in Europe has approved Ozempic to be given to any of their citizens? Only America is buying it. And do you know that in 5 years since our FDA approved it, they have earned $2.21 trillion in sales from Ozempic, Gila monster venom drugs, just so you know. Ask your doctor. Okay, so this is a question and answer. I'm going to ask you all a question. Ask your doctor if you're diabetic and overweight because he believes you are Gila monster venom deficient.
Folks, we all see it. Everything is getting more expensive. We're paying 2, 3, 4 times what things cost a few years ago. And we know they're lying. 3% inflation, really? Think about it. Why are they telling us to keep our hard-earned money in the banks and the stock market while they're rushing to buy gold and silver? That's right. Governments and central banks around the world are dumping the dollar and scrambling to buy up gold and silver right now. These are smart people. They see the signs, just like you do. They know the crash is coming. The dollar has lost more than half its value in the last 5 years, and our national debt's increasing $1 trillion every 100 days. Folks, it can't go on like this. Even Bank of America is warning about a dollar collapse. And if they're right, it's only a matter of time before our savings, our IRAs, and our 401ks could be wiped out. Look, right now, it's still easy to buy gold and silver, but in the future, it may not be. Experts are saying that prices will keep surging, and UBS says gold could even go up to $5,000 an ounce. Noble Gold's phones have been ringing off the hook because the folks who get it aren't wasting time. Now, I can't tell you what to do with your hard-earned money, but I can tell you that even if just some of your savings are in gold and silver, you can rest assured that money is safe. So call Noble Gold and protect your wealth today. It's better to be 6 months early than 1 day late. So call Noble Gold today at 626-654-1906 or visit goldwithseth.com to set up your free wealth consultation. Again, that's 626-654-1906 or goldwithseth.com.